What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild here with another video. Just wanted to shed some more light on the Andrew Luck situation again. Not really an Eagles issue, but it does affect the Eagles in a couple different ways. First, I just want to say, look, man, I respect Andrew Luck, the person, and Andrew Luck, the player. Obviously, dealing with a lot of injuries and rehabbing and things like that. I've had to do that myself without the top-notch facilities and medical things that he has had. But it is hard, man, and I'm sure for a guy that plays at a level that he plays and as well as he's done it for so long, it takes a toll on you mentally and physically. And he's a human being. He deserves the right, and he has the right to be happy. So if not playing makes him happy and can heal his body and allow him to have time with his family, then so be it. That's his right, and he should be, absolutely, live happily. So I have no issue with that. I mean, I may have a little bit of issue the way that it was done. You got a couple weeks, and this is kind of where the Eagles come in. You got a couple weeks before the first game, and you let your team know and your teammates know that you're not going to be able to play for them. It kind of puts the front office in a situation. It puts your teammates in a situation. And the fans. It puts the fans in a situation, too. I mean, you're looking at a Colts team that was like a dark horse team to make a run at the Super Bowl. And now without Andrew Luck, I mean, that is very, very bleak. And it's, I blame that front office, too, because they never gave this guy an offensive line. He never had the weapons that he needed. Barely ever had a running game. So when he was in there, it was all him. He was comeback player of the year last year. Everything was looking really good this year. So Frank Reich, the Eagles' ex-offensive coordinator, now finds himself in a hole. What does he do? There's obviously some talk of the Colts trying to trade for Nate Sudfeld. I don't see the Eagles doing that, basically because you have Josh McCown on a one-year deal. He's done after this year. Clayton Thorson, you're not sure what you have for him. You might have to put him on the practice squad, and he could get snatched up off waivers. So then you're left with nobody if you give up Nate Sudfeld, who knows the offense, like the back of his hand at this point, and has a place in that quarterback room. So I don't see them doing that. But I want, and also a lot of analysts, and I've read on Twitter, a lot of people are coming down on the Indianapolis Colts fans for booing Andrew Luck as he walked off the field yesterday. You got to understand, this announcement was made during the game on Twitter by Adam Schefter. So the fans found out while the game was going on. As a Philadelphia Eagle fan, as a Philadelphia fan in general, we get a lot of bad rap over something that happened when I wasn't even born, the whole Santa Claus shit that happened. And anytime we boo anybody, it's, the boo birds, they call them, and we get a lot of flack and blowback for that. So I know, but you cannot blame the Colt fans for booing. Obviously a gut reaction. Imagine you're sitting there, you're watching a preseason game, which preseason games absolutely suck anyway. So you're not particularly in a good mood. You're wearing your $150 Andrew Luck NFL jersey. You got memorabilia on. You're expecting a big year. You watched him come back last year, and now you see a tweet. You get told by the guy next to you that he's retiring, and you're left with Jacoby Brissett. I mean, can you imagine if that happened in Philadelphia? There would be the city would melt down in anger. So look, man, Andrew Luck gave a lot to the city. Yeah, he gave a lot to the city, but at the end of the day, he didn't bring him a championship. And this year, it looked like it could possibly happen. So the fans have every right to be upset. They have every right to boo. This is just a game, but we as fans put a lot of time and money into our teams. So look, man, I think that the Colts had every right. The Colt fans had every right to boo. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, again, now knowing the anguish that this dude's been in, it might be now, as you know, I can see where it would be distasteful to boo. But right there, gut reaction during the game, you hear that he's retiring. You don't know why. Those fans had every right to lash out and feel like they did. So that's the Andrew Luck thing. I also want to address There are a lot of rumors now. I did a video about this a couple weeks ago, and the rumors are heating up even more about Jadeveon Clowney. The Texans lost Lamar Miller yesterday to an ACL injury. He's out for the season, which makes me feel even better that the Eagles did not play Carson Wentz at all during the preseason. But the Jadeveon Clowney rumors are coming up again. Do the Eagles trade for this guy? They do. We do have a lot of running backs. Would you give up a Corey Clement for Jadeveon Clowney? Personally, I might. I mean, this guy is a game changer, and he would wreak havoc on our defensive line. They're also looking for a wide receiver. There's no way Alshon's moving. Nelson, I really don't want to break up that chemistry of that group, but honestly, I'd give up a Nelson Aguilar for a Jadeveon Clowney. And they need an offensive lineman, and we've got a pretty. We're not stacked like we should be, but we have a couple pieces that I'd be willing to move. Like a Big V. He could be a right guard. He could be a left tackle. I think this dude has some trade value. And I think that we can move him. So the Eagles definitely, out of all the teams that are being rumored, I think Seattle, Miami, or some other teams that are in the mix, the Jets, I think we have the most to give. But you have to remember, too, this is probably just a one-year rental. And because I can't see the Eagles, they'd be putting almost $30 million into just two players in Brandon Graham and Jadeveon Clowney. So, I mean, we'll see. But if they do it, I mean, look, man, this is a competitive NFC, and that would just add to the Eagles' chances of making the Super Bowl. So, with that being said, my battery is getting low as I just got the notification. I'm going to let you guys go. It's a beautiful day here, and go Birds.